Our next speaker is a member of my own 1348 again, and a very active member in Saturday Morning Toastmasters. And I have 28 years for our co-tech person tonight, DeeAnne Gunnemann. DeeAnne.
I wish all of you could have been with me on that fateful day, April 4th of 1996, at the Anaheim Pond. And it was one of those big gatherings of all the inspirational speakers. I was about to start interviewing. My first 14 years of my career, I hadn't had to interview to get in my positions for various reasons. So I felt I needed a bit of a brush up. So I was out just absorbing whatever I could. When Zig Ziglar came out, wow, talk about inspirational. I was there with everybody else, leaning forward at the edge of my seat, just eating out of the palm of his hand. And he started to talk about Toastmasters and how much Toastmasters had done for him and other people he knew, and how much he recommended Toastmasters. And we're all writing down our notes in our notebooks, and he paused. And he said, I see all of you writing in your notebooks, but only 3% of you will take action. I decided then and there, I was at 3%. The next day, I went out on the internet. Yeah, it was around then. I went out on the internet and I started looking at various clubs. I lucked into, I lived in Riverside at the time, the Riverside Breakfast Club 1348. And thought, well, okay, this is the first one I'm going to go visit. Sounds like an okay time, although 7 a.m. seemed awful difficult for somebody who wasn't working at the time. And I was warmly embraced, as so many of you have talked about, with that group of people. And they prided themselves on being a very professional club. They're very organized, but they were friendly. There was camaraderie. It wasn't a stuffy group at all. That was the week after. I saw him on a Thursday. A week later, I was at a Toastmasters meeting and I joined. Now, I'd love to hear the statistic on how many people stick with it. In that experience, within just a couple of months, I needed to give a show report to my Liam Burger Club of America, which is a big, beautiful dog breed. We had been meeting all day long through all of the voting meetings and various reports, and I had to be the last one up. It was midnight. And it was a good thing nobody was voting because everybody was too tired to so much as raise a hand. When I got up there, with only a couple of months under my belt of some Toastmaster skills, I was able to get some laughs. I got people to wake up. I made the report interesting. And it was so cool because the next day people were coming up and saying, that was really a great report and it was interesting, and they actually paid attention. So as Toastmasters, we kind of liked that and kind of fed what I wanted to continue to learn and grow. Now, I've been in management since late teens. So talking in front of people and working with people, that wasn't so much a problem, but there's a big difference between being able to speak to people and maybe having it be more dry and making it dynamic, and then it becomes fun. So that was really something that I thrived on, was how to make things more interesting and have fun with it. Now, the reasons why I stay, and I'd love to say I stayed in the entire time since 1996, but if somebody looks at my date, there's that first gap I took when I was just working so much. They never quite found my original date. And then I did drop out one other time, but I have found that, like the story about going to the gym, if you don't keep exercising those muscles, it's just not going to work. And we do get rusty. Now, what's really kept me in is how much I learn every time I go out to a meeting. I've been able to help other people and to see other people grow. Now, I've had only a couple of people that I've invited over the years that have come in. And I have had to pester for years to get them there. But I find sometimes you find that opportunity when they really need it. And they have been dynamic people in Toastmasters. So I feel pretty good about that. Now, my husband, Rob, I had to drag kicking and screaming twice. And clearly he's kind of taken to it. And my friend Susan Lottawa in 1348 that I worked with for a number of years has also been a very dynamic leader in Toastmasters. I have learned things like how to get up in the morning. Rob calls me snoozer badoozer. Now he still calls me that, but I used to hit the snooze alarm for 30 to 45 minutes. But a fellow Toastmaster did a speech about how she overcame that. And I thought, well, heck, if she can do that, I can do it. And now I have 2 alarms and I hit the snooze once, but that's a lot better. I mean, in a 15-minute span, I actually get up. So lots of things that you can learn. I continually grow. I very much enjoy being able to help people through not only if there's something that I can teach or mentor, but even through evaluations. It's such an important part. And recently, one of our great members in 797 Saturday Morning Toastmasters Club, Brian Oddman, came in, and he was about to move to Colorado. And I was so touched that he mentioned the first time I had done an evaluation for him. And I mean, he's a fabulous speaker, but he felt that it had value to him, to the point that he remembered that several years later to comment to me. And that's part of what keeps me coming back to. So challenge yourself to keep paying it forward. And I'll be here the next time you want me to talk about this.